Hey everyone, Meteorologist Ethan Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center for our Saturday edition of 19atSIX, streaming wherever you stream, including on fox19.com, the Fox 19 News and First Alert Weather apps, also on the 24/7 Weather streaming channel, and of course also on YouTube, where eventually you'll be able to chat there. But for right now, we can only chat on Facebook, which of course we're also live there on the Fox 19 Facebook page, as well as my Facebook page, at Ethan Emery WX. This weather show is sponsored by Cost Saver, and we appreciate them for allowing us to do this, and we appreciate all of you for tuning in here on this Saturday. It's been a pretty solid Saturday. I mean, I was outside all day long. I've been reporting. Got two stories for you. I covered, so we've got a lot of events happening this weekend in the Tri-State. Whenever I report, I try to cover things that maybe some people might miss, or it's not as publicized as other spots. So I went to Factory 52, Red Dog Pet Resort and Spa, hosted this big event there in Norwood for raising money for Canine Creed. If you don't know what that is, you'll have to find out tonight at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, we also, I went to Miami Township, and they had a throwback game. It was a baseball game as if it took place in 1869. Got a lot of cool things going on there in Miami Township, and of course, we'll talk about that tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox 19. Allison Montoya is going to put that together. I just don't have the time to put it together, as I also have to forecast and, of course, do all of this here. So, with that being said, without further ado, I have a promise, and I always try to keep it. We can keep that forecast for you within the first few minutes. We went on a little bit late because YouTube was having a little bit of an issue coming up, but we've got that now. So now we will go ahead and proceed with the forecast. It's before 6:05, so here you have it. Tonight, temperatures are going to dip down to around 65 degrees. We'll call it partly cloudy late. Then we go into the day on Sunday, a high up to 89 degrees. Some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms move in. In that 7-day forecast, you see more storm chances going into the first half of the work week, especially on Monday going into Tuesday. Highs will be in the mid-80s Monday, Tuesday up to 88, but look at the morning lows in the low 70s. So pretty humid air mass will be on top of us, and it's going to stay that way through the end of the week into actually next weekend. So highs generally in the upper 80s to low 90s, and lows in the upper 60s and the low 70s. So if you didn't enjoy today's weather, or if you didn't have the opportunity to go outside, well, I will say it's going to be a lot more humid, and each day is going to pose the risk of having some showers and storms into the Fox 19 Now viewing area. So we'll go ahead and get things started. We'll go ahead and begin with a view on our Queensgate rooftop camera, looking over towards, I believe, Paycor Stadium here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And here you have it. There is Paycor Stadium. And I'm going to double check a couple of things here, make sure that we are online on everything. And indeed we are. We're live on the Fox 19 Facebook page. I just want to double check that real quick. And also get a drink of water real quick. Okay. So I just got back in the building just a little over an hour ago. So I'm trying to get everything caught up here. So again, what we're talking about is that opportunity for showers and storms as we head into Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. And no, they don't look to be anything remotely strong or severe for that matter, because this system as it moves in is going to get weaker and weaker. So here we have it. It's this right here. And as it makes its way up, it's going to slow down. It's spinning around up in here, but it's going to kind of eject this cloud cover and this moisture along the Ohio Valley, and it's going to move in some of that drier air. That high pressure is still up in here. This is where that high pressure is. And so you can see the clear skies. You see kind of the cloud motion up here following the direction of that high. And so what's going to happen is it's battling into this drier air. So it's going to weaken it as it moves in. And so when it does arrive here tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of cloud cover initially. And then eventually rain will move in. And some of those showers and storms tomorrow could have some heavy downpours. So though we don't expect anything strong or severe, there could certainly be some very heavy downpours that do come in with that rain. So we're kind of limited on the cameras we can show you. We've got a couple of cameras down right now, but we will show you, we just showed you our Queensgate camera. We'll also show you our tower camera, and then also our Turfway Park camera. It's a beautiful view. And then maybe our golf camera. We'll show you that here in a second. Right now it's 87 degrees. A live look on our tower camera. This is located near Fairmount. If you don't know where that's at, it's right along Queen City Boulevard. And it is... Well, I'll give you a couple locators here. So I think it's just too far zoomed out, but the museum center is right over here. Yeah, so it's right off screen to the right. There's Paycor. There's, of course, the Great American Tower with the tiara there. There's also the Carew Tower, the PNC Bank Tower. There's the Fifth Third Bank Tower, the Kroger Tower. Actually, the Kroger Tower is over here. The TQL Stadium there on the west end. And there's Mount Adams. So get a lot of good views with this tower, with this camera, I should say, on top of the tower. And it's a couple hundred feet up. That way you can see a lot of different things. It's great to see storms move in using that camera. This is also our Turfway Park camera. Love seeing this in the afternoons whenever the horses are out, but right now they're not. And right now it's, again, quite warm, 87. There's those high, thin clouds. So I mentioned yesterday, I've been filling in for Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer, that you might notice some high, thin clouds this afternoon and this evening, and here they are coming in out of the south and southwest. And we'll see more of that going into this evening, and tomorrow we'll have some filtered sunshine with a lot of views like that for the bulk of the day. And we'll take another look at our Clovernut Country Club camera, and this is the golf camera I was referring to, and that's beautiful. I think this is my favorite view amongst all the cameras we have. There's a lot of nature. It's peaceful. You got a couple golf carts out there too. People enjoying the nice weather this afternoon. But I'm a nature guy. I love being able opportunity to see a lot of cool trees, some hills, all that good stuff. And we've got a good camera for that over towards Clovernut. So this is as of 5 p.m. This is the almanac from CVG. And today's high temperature, I mean, it was still really warm. It's been comfortable, yes, low humidity, but of course, it's summertime. It's still warm. High of 89 today, in fact. Morning low of 64, so it ain't quite as cool over at CVG, though there were a few spots that did make it into the 50s. So let's look at this morning's low temperatures across the Fox 19 Now viewing area. This is unofficial. This is just according to the observations that we have on our maps that come in every hour. And you can see, yeah, a lot of places were in those 50s. 55 over towards Batesville and also into Middletown, 55 into Harrison, 57 at the Lunken Airport, also 55 in Falmouth, 58 in Batavia, and 64 in CVG. Now, why is CVG a little bit warmer than everybody else? Well, a couple of things. Part of it, urban heat island effect. And then also, too, with that, we have an east wind. So that east wind, just some sciencey stuff, it allows temperatures at CVG just be a little bit warmer than the other spots. But either way, this morning temperatures were on the mild side. Now, high temperatures today, of course, quite warm. CVG did make it to 89. This shows 88. So again, it's unofficial, but a lot of spots were in the mid to upper 80s. And right now, we're still quite warm in the mid 80s, even the upper 80s towards the Lunken Airport and over towards CVG. It's already down to 79 over towards Richmond, Indiana, 82 in Batesville and in Wilmington, and dew points still comfortable in the mid to upper 50s. But you might notice a little bit of darker green down here. And I will say that dew points are going to begin to increase tonight as well as for tomorrow. And of course, there are no major heat index value issues, so temperatures feel very similar to the actual temperature. So no issues with regards to feels like temperatures or heat index values for today. Winds are around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so really no issues with winds either here for this afternoon or this evening. And tonight, again, clouds are going to begin to increase, becoming mostly cloudy. And we've got temperatures falling down into only the mid-60s. So 65 degrees our overnight low here in Cincinnati. And then we go into the day on Sunday, up into the upper 80s. Could see a few home thermometers reach the low 90s with those shower and storm chances primarily in the evening hours. There could be a chance it pops up before 5 o'clock, but a lot of activity will be coming in after 5 p.m., especially going into after sunset. We'll show you the forecast model data here in just a moment. And if you're traveling tomorrow across the region, well, we are going to be looking at kind of a plethora, if you will, of conditions. So if you go further north and east, a lot of sunshine for folks towards Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Believe it or not, you can have beautiful weather there. I'm just kidding, of course. Nice cities, and I'm actually going to be visiting Pittsburgh in a couple of days. Cleveland, 86 for tomorrow's high, 91 in Pittsburgh, 92 in Columbus, but a lot more cloud cover moving in there. Charleston, West Virginia, 93. And then there are the storm chances. We're kind of on the cusp of that. 78 in Indianapolis, 84 in Lexington, 81 into Nashville, 87 in St. Louis. So there's that warmer air further off to the west. And where it's dry, obviously, it's a little bit warmer, but the cloud cover and the rain hindering these high temperatures across Kentucky up towards Chicago there. So if you're traveling in those areas, expect to see some shower and storm activity. So here is the forecast model. I'll go take a pause real quick, see if you have any questions or comments on our Facebook pages. If we don't, we will go ahead and advance with this first alert forecast. Begin with my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. All right. Hopefully everyone's had a good weekend so far. I got one comment on my Facebook page. Jake Lindsay asking me, are the storms going to be severe this week? Right now, there are no indications of that, but the chance is not zero, and I'll explain that here in just a little bit. Mary Shields says, hello, Ethan. Any rain anywhere today? No rain here in Falmouth. Thanks for the info. You're welcome, Mary. Love Falmouth. I got to visit that back in the spring when I was covering an exclusive story about the anniversary of the 68 Falmouth tornado that moved through. And no rain today. Good news. Not for today, at least. Now, tomorrow, we do have rain in the forecast. We're going to be, again, in the afternoon and evening hours. So if you got plans on Sunday, keep them. In fact, I'd say the majority of tomorrow is going to be dry. Now, tomorrow afternoon, so after 4 or 5 o'clock, we are going to look at the return of showers and storms into the tri-state. Neil says, please no rain tomorrow evening in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. They have the USAC Sprint cars that are going to be in town. So again, tomorrow's chances, they're scattered. We'll show you in the forecast model data here in a moment. So not everyone's going to see the rain, but the chances will begin to increase in the evening, but better chances arrive late Sunday night into Monday. And I'll show you that again here in a moment. Shauna says, hi, Ethan. Hello to you, Shauna. Hopefully all of you are having a wonderful evening here so far. Double check my Facebook page before we move on. And, oh, we got 3 comments there. I was going to say I felt a notification on my iWatch. Clarion says hello. Hello to you as well. Jake said they should have hired you for the Twisters movie. That would have been a mistake. That'd be really cool to be able to chase storms. So that'd be something interesting if I got to be able to have a chance to do that. I need to watch Twisters. I'm going to try to make an effort to watch that sometime next week. I just have not had the time. Don't have the time, obviously, over the weekend, so might try to see if I can watch it sometime next week. But we'll see. And if I do, I'll make sure I let you know on Facebook. Anyway, we'll move right along here to our forecast. So there we go. So this is the forecast model for this evening. Again, high thin clouds are increasing. We go into tonight into Sunday, things becoming mostly cloudy. And tomorrow, I think we're dry at least through 2 o'clock. Now this model's trying to bring in some rain earlier, so 3, 4 o'clock. And so with this new data coming in fact, this data is brand new. I didn't even see this earlier. But it does suggest that maybe a few spots could see some rain before 5. With that being said, notice it's isolated. Not everyone's going to see it. And that's going to be kind of the nature of the pattern we see this week. Not everyone's going to see all the rain. Some places will be dry, others will be wet. And when they do see those wet conditions, it's going to come down in heavy downpours. You can see just how quickly it goes from green to red here on a couple of these cells. Good indication of downpours. So we're going to have this. Now, I don't fully agree with this simply because this is moving into much drier air. It has to overcome that, and that usually takes energy and kind of lessens the moisture a little bit. So what I'm going to say is that there could be a pop-up after 3 o'clock, but I don't think it's going to be as heavy of the rain as this is implying. Now, after 5 o'clock, I do think we're going to, because at that point, this system's going to have enough time to get through here, and I do think after 5 p.m. we could see more heavy downpours in any of these cells that do fire up. So around 5 o'clock, you can see here some of these cells, and the locations, it's just a tool. It's not going to give you exact locations on this particular model or any model you look at, but it does have the indication still heavy downpours, and again, it's isolated going into Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening. So don't cancel your plans, but do have a backup if your plans are after 5 p.m. to possibly bring it indoors for some duration of time, of 30 minutes, maybe up to an hour in that kind of situation. So we're going to 7, 8 o'clock, still a few pop-up showers, maybe some thunderstorms, but a lot of this is just going to be showers. And again, nothing severe. Sunday night, mainly dry. A lot of cloud cover, but rain begins to move in heading into Monday morning. And this model, this model is interesting. I don't know if I fully buy this. It's trying to keep things dry almost all day Monday, and that's been quite the contrary of everything else I've been looking at. Again, that was brand new. That's the first time I've seen that model run. So what we're going to do is take a look back at a different one that I have more trust with. And see, this one, okay, sorry, I'm thinking out loud through all of this. So this is having that indication of what I was saying earlier. So rain's going to move in Sunday afternoon, but it's moving into drier air, so it's going to fall apart. This still holds that true. So it does have rain over us after 3 o'clock or so. However, notice how it doesn't advance as fast, and in fact, it weakens. That's what I'm tending to believe. Now, after 5 o'clock, I do think there could be some heavy downpours, especially for areas west of I-75 on Sunday afternoon. So after 3 o'clock, there's a potential for rain areas west of I-75. After 5 p.m., I think there's a threat of heavy downpours for those areas west of I-75. You go into Sunday night, you can see, still some widely scattered shower chances, but a lot of us are be dry. Monday, and this is actually, okay, we've got scattered showers, thunderstorms on Monday, and this model is actually kind of trending towards that drier conditions on Monday, but still the opportunity for rain. And of course, if it does rain, it's going to be very heavy rain. Tuesday, scattered activity, on and off all day long. And then we head into Wednesday. Wednesday starts off dry, but Wednesday afternoon could see a few pop-ups. And then we go into our Thursday, and you can see Thursday morning starts off dry. And Thursday evening, pop-up chances. Friday we have the return of scattered activity moving into the tri-state. And that's going to continue going into next weekend, next Saturday. So to go back to Jake's question earlier, do you see any of the potential threat for strong or severe storms this week? Right now, I'm going to say no. I mentioned this yesterday on the 7:15 weather show filling in for Steve Horstmeyer, and that is the caveat of that is going to be what we call MCSs, clusters of storms. The pattern we're falling into late next week, has a conditional favor for them to be somewhere in this region. Now, they are very tricky to forecast. They kind of, I don't want to say have a mind of their own because I don't want to humanize a scientific thing, but MCSs have odd behavior. And sometimes they will continue tracking east, sometimes they will curl and go south. It kind of depends on where the high pressure sits. And so we need to keep an eye on that as we go towards the latter half of next week. So through Wednesday, I don't suspect severe weather. We go into Thursday and Friday, and that's when you keep an eye on. And this model is showing further off to the west, over towards Illinois, Iowa. This is what you would see as an MCS. And another name for it is ridge riders. I'm sure you've heard that from other meteorologists, or maybe you've heard it from Steve or myself. Ridge riders, same characteristic. It's the exact same thing. And in this model, the ridge, and I agree with this for Wednesday, the ridge is much further west. And so it's riding along that ridge, and it follows down this way because the ridge is ending over towards western Kentucky. So it's following along the edge of that ridge of high pressure. We go into Thursday, and if you looked at the 7-day earlier when I was showing it, Thursday's warmer, as well as Friday and Saturday. The ridge is going to potentially build into our region. And that being said, that potential for a ridge rider over us becomes to get increased a little bit. I'm not forecasting that right now. It's too far out to say, but the potential exists. And you can see this is Thursday. It has it a little bit closer. Not over us, but a little closer. And we go into Friday, and you'll see that it does develop one potentially over us. So what I'm going to say right now, I don't suspect severe weather right now. However, keep an eye on Thursday and Friday, and if anything develops, the impacts would be potential for strong wind gusts, still the threat of heavy rain, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. But other than that, I don't see any pattern that's favorable for the threat of strong to severe storms. So I just want to bring that up because people ask often about severe weather, and I want to let you know, of course, I'm not going to hide anything. I'm not trying to scare. I'm not trying to, whatever accusation you'd have of me not explaining this, I'm putting that to bed. I want you to know about this, but I'm not concerned about it right now. And again, they're very tricky to forecast for. In fact, the only thing you can really tell days up leading to it is a pattern favorable for it. And right now it does look like it could be in this region Thursday and Friday. That means it could be over here. It could be up here. It could be down here. It could be down here. So again, we have to wait till we get a little bit closer before we make a better determination of where that cluster of storms will develop and move, and if it moves over us. And of course, as we get that data and we know more, we'll let you know here on Fox 19. Now, going into next weekend, I don't suspect that being an issue for Saturday or Sunday. This looks like a Thursday, Friday thing to keep an eye on. But right now, I'm going to call it only isolated because Thursday and Friday, most of the day actually does look drier than wet, and it does look still pretty warm, upper 80s and low 90s. And that 7-day forecast, you can see again, scattered activity each and every day. And with that being said, we are not looking at this being all-out washout every day of the week. Some places will be dry. Others will be pretty wet because it's going to be an atmosphere that's favorable for very heavy rainfall. And I want you to know, if you have folks watching and they get mad, oh, I didn't see rain today, and let's say it's Tuesday, you didn't see rain. Scattered. Scattered does not mean for everybody. Scattered means some's going to have rain, others may not. And it's just, in this situation, with this particular pattern, that's just kind of how it is. If you've lived in the Ohio Valley long enough, these kind of patterns come up in the summertime, and they can sometimes bring in what I grew up referring to as gully washers. Heavy rain in a short period of time could lead to some ponding roadways, could lead to maybe localized flooding. Can't be ruled out either. But a lot of places need the rain. So this rain is welcome to those of you who might see it. But I will say the best opportunities for rain right now look like Monday, Tuesday, according to the latest data. Now I need to analyze this a bit more further, and of course I'll update that on our website, and of course tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox 19. But we do have chances of rain each and every day. That's just kind of how this pattern is for us. So again, outdoor plans are not going to sorry, my Facebook page was acting up. Lost my train of thought. Trying to pull up my Facebook page. Hey, Chelsea chimed in on my Facebook page. The rain is going to smell amazing wherever it decides to fall. Yes, I love the smell of rain after a dry spell. So those of you who see it are going to be lucky. It's going to start tomorrow afternoon. About this time, we'll be tracking some of those showers and potential for a few storms going into about a little less than 24 hours from now at this point. So with that being said, it's been about 30 minutes. I need to start getting things ready for the 10 o'clock newscast, between doing a couple of forecast updates as well as getting my stories edited, put it together. That way we can provide that for you, whoever watched tonight on 10 o'clock, and also have it for our website. And for the events that I covered, I want to make sure that they get that attention and spotlight that, try to do as a reporter here at Fox 19. So with that being said, again, thank you all so much for joining us here on this Saturday edition of 19 at 6. We'll see you here. I don't know what the programming schedule is for us tonight, but it should be around 10 o'clock. We should be on Fox 19. Of course, if we're not on, we also have our resources on our website, fox19.com/weather. Have a good evening.